Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
All right. Cool. A lot of you are on the call already. Thanks for being on the call. I'm gonna go ahead and get started as we are already 5 minutes into the hour. So let's go ahead and do this. So the quote for the week, I think is, based on what I'm going to talk about later in the meeting, it's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen. And John Wooden, what a guy, UCLA basketball coach, championship basketball coach that was known for his strict ruling but very positive determination in leading the team to win. And so I thought that was pretty great. For those of you that are newer to our office, and for those of you that are with the office, you guys know that I always say that, don't get caught up in the details. When I say that, I don't mean what I'm going to talk about later in the second half of the meeting. When I say don't get caught in the details, I mean, like, when you're going to do a Craigslist ad, don't get caught up in, is the payment I'm quoting too high? Is it too low? Is, this kitchen doesn't look right, or this house doesn't look correct, or, hey, I'm thinking about taking out an ad in my local newspaper, but, I'm not sure exactly what to say. You could spend a year practicing to shoot a gun, or you could just pick it up and start learning how to shoot it. So, I do encourage you to practice, but, don't get stuck in the practice part of it. Eventually you got to go to the game. And, depending on how much you practice and how much you train, you're either going to win or lose. So, just something to think about. We're going to talk about the details. I'll give you just a little bit. If you guys remember Floyd Wickman, the famous real estate coach, he says, do you know the best way to keep people in suspense? And then he says, I'll tell you tomorrow, right? So I'll give you a little bit of a teaser or a little bit of suspense. Do you guys remember that Mel Gibson movie? I think it was Mel Gibson, where I think he hurts his head, and then he can hear whatever women think about him. And so then all of a sudden he's like, he's like, I can't believe she thinks this way about me, or, whatever. Whenever he looks at somebody, he can hear what they're thinking. Well, today in the second half of the meeting, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys on this listing that I took in Downey, that 2-bedroom, 1-bath that I priced at $490. We put it coming soon on Tuesday of last week, and it went officially active at midnight on Saturday. And I put there in the comments, please send a PEADV. You don't have to show up with your clients if you're too busy or you can't make it. Just send them over between 12 and 4. Don't set up an appointment. Don't do showing time. Just come on down and look at it. And I actually felt like one of those park attendants with the little clickers, because I had 26 total showings from 12 to 4 and a total of 5 offers. And our highest offer being $50,000 over asking. So, and it's already in escrow as of this morning. So, it's funny because you got people that are like, oh, nobody's buying, everybody's scared. Oh my gosh, COVID, the beaches are going to be closed, 4th of July is canceled, all this stuff. But man, 26 showings. I kid you not, I wish I would have had a little camera in the corner. When I took this listing, I think it was like a Sunday. It was a Saturday at 8 p.m. So 1 week ago, Saturday at 8 p.m., I took the listing. I was a little bummed out about that, because I'm like, what am I going to do all Saturday? I can't go out and have a beer. Can't go out and hang out at the beach. I got to be at this appointment at 8 p.m. and my clients, it's the only time they can make it. And I remember clearly telling my seller, look, I think 490 is a good number, but the market dictates what it's going to really sell for. And I wouldn't be surprised if we sell for 10 grand less. So now that we ended up, thousands over ask, I guess I really don't know what comps are in the market is. So anyways, just to point out, guys, that there's a lot going on. And with the Mel Gibson thing that I was sharing is I'm going to go ahead and open up to you guys the top 3 or 4 offers that I received on this, and how I looked at the details and how I presented that to my seller so that we could pick the best offer. And there's little details in the offers that you might not pick up on, that I could share with you that will help you catch certain things, that'll make you or help influence your decision for accepting the correct offer. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit, but now let's get started. So do you guys have any buyer seller wants and needs? I know that currently we have 2 active listings in the office, and I will go ahead and share those with you. But if you currently have any buyer or seller wants and needs, please unmute yourself. All right, well, I don't see anybody. If you're a little shy, you can go and put it in the chat too as well. But let me go and share the MLS with you guys, just to share these listings with you. So there you have it. This is Mezzanine. This is listed by Renee and Eduardo. It's back on the market, fell out of escrow, but it's available. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,883 square feet on a 7,000 square foot lot, and they're asking $849,900. I'll tell you that I feel that it's priced right, as I have been shopping in this price range with a client of mine. Located in a really nice neighborhood in Long Beach, just off Spring and Wardlow there. Here, let's take a look at the pics real quick. As you can see, this is it's a flip, correct, Renee? Yeah, this is a flip. So as you can see, it's got all the modern upgrades, the nice gray, popular gray colors. And I'm sure you guys have already seen this, but you know, keep in mind it came back, 5-bedroom, 3-bath in Long Beach. Great location, great property. So please, if you'd like to see it, it is vacant. I think you can go direct. Is that correct? Yeah, just go direct. And that's Renee and Eduardo Nava. Next, this is a new listing, 2 days on the market, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. It's a townhouse, newer townhouse built in 2006. And that's in the city of Anaheim from Marjorie Tyson. And asking $565,000. Actually looks pretty nice. Oh, there you go. So I'm going to say dual level. Nice little patio area. This works great for your clients that, you know, kind of might be leaning over to a condo but want a little extra space. This is like the perfect setting for that. Very spacious, by the way it looks. You know, pictures are deceiving, but it looks pretty good. So that's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Anaheim, and just off Lincoln and Beach Boulevard. And like I said, she's asking $565,000, 2 days on the market. So reach out to Marjorie Tyson for more information on that. And then currently on the MLS, so remember, this is just listings for the office. We have 9 pending under contract. So, you know, doing all right with that. Let's go to the numbers. My favorite part. All right, here we go. So you guys will be pleased to know we've got, so notice how I said 9 there, and see then there's 11 actually in Sky Slope. A lot of you are still notorious for not putting them in there. So please put them in there. I'll add another transaction by the end of the day with that Downey escrow. So we'll be at 12 pending transactions currently open. That doesn't mean that's all we had open for the month, as a lot of them have closed. So congrats to Don and Carrie. Or actually that one's just Don by himself. Don closing a big one there in Murrieta. Congrats, Don. Um, Sharon Sears in Whittier, Rosie Melgoza, Nancy Huang, Nancy and Feng, Renee Nava, the Morales team, and Renee Nava again on there, and Rosie Melgoza really kicking butt. Congrats to you all on your new escrows. And then for the month, unless we get anything new today, because today's the last day. Oh, you're closing one? Okay, so Renee says he's gonna round it up to 20 for us. So 20 closed transactions. Christina Furneaux, man, kicking butt. Jolie Piccolini, Carolina Castro. I think she closed that one with Santa Ana, but because she's now on our roster, she's there. So congrats to you, Carolina. Christine Bandy, Patrick Delaney, Carrie Katsamata, and Don. Angie Sandoval, Jean Browning, Wallace, Juan Garcia. Jean Browning, whoa, making multiple landings on there. Also Rosie Melgoza, the Morales team again, Christina Furneaux again with multiples, and one of our last two closings, Angie Sandoval and Carrie Katsamata with Don. So congrats to you all. And like I said, Renee's going to have one to round it up to 20. So that's good. Do we have anybody from Orange Coast Title on the call?
Yes, I actually just got here.
There he is. Awesome. Well, the floor is yours, my man.
All right. Thank you so much. So there's two things I was going to mention. The first is I've seen several agents mention recently that they've been working with clients who want to list their house, but they're concerned about people coming in and touring it because they don't know where these people have been. They don't know if these people have been exposed to coronavirus. And so one of the solutions Christy and I talked about and came up with is there's several floor plan softwares. And we actually found a list of 7, 3 of which are free. And so you can basically design and make a little floor plan of the house so you can just have a little model of it and show it to potential buyers. So that way they can look and go, oh, so that's about how big the room is. Oh, this is what the colors look like. And of course you can share pictures of what the actual house looks like with these just so they can get a better vision. But it's a great way to prevent, strangers from walking through a house if you have a client who might have pre-existing conditions or other health concerns that would limit having an open house. The other thing I was going to mention is, on a slightly more personal note, is last week Christy's mother passed away. And I believe some of you might have already known that or heard that from other places, but she had asked me not to mention it until today. She took all of last week off just to spend time with her family and to help take care of her mother's affairs. She has started to come back this week, but she's still working on some of the personal stuff as well. So she just wanted all of you to be aware. She wasn't able to make the meeting today. She's just taking care of some affairs, but she just wanted all of you to know what's going on with her and why things might be taking a little longer right now.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us. Yeah, actually, a couple agents had mentioned to me last week, hey, we can't get a hold of Christy, and on a one-to-one level, I did share with them, that sadly her mother had passed and that she probably wouldn't be available that week. But condolences to her and the family. You know that we all love her, and
yeah.
You know what I'd like to say to the team, let's show Christy Wright how much we love her by giving her your next title order on your next purchase or listing. So please support her right now. Always support her, but especially let's show her the love this month coming up. So
and if there's anything you need, you can call me, you can text me. I'm still responding. If you send stuff to Chrissy's email, I have been checking that for her as well. So, I will take care of your request happily.
Cool. All right, Keegan. Well, thank you very much for that. Just to mention something about sanitation and stuff. It's funny. I've mentioned to you guys in the past, my neighbor who's recently retired, I started with, hey, Mark, why don't you help me put up my open house signs at the beginning of the open house and then tear them down at the end because I get all sweaty and, and I look like a mess when I pull up. So this way I could look like a hot shot. fresh out the shower, looking sharp and clean. And so he said, yeah, let's do it. And then after setting up the signs, he goes, do you mind if I just hang out on the couch and whatever? Yeah, sure. And then that just went forward to like, he wants to, every open house I do, he wants to be there. And, he just greets people. Oh, hey, how's it going? Welcome. There's Benny. He's the real estate agent. Go talk to him. Please sign in or whatever. If you have any questions, Benny's right there. So he's almost like my personal billboard out in front of the house. And so this Saturday, it was not an open house, but it was pretty much go direct. Don't make an appointment. Don't call for an appointment. Don't show time. Don't do showing time. Don't do any of that. And I had him at the door pumping commercial grade hand sanitizer on everybody's hands. And so that was one of the things that we were doing just to try to, keep things under wrap. The other thing is my seller is a little bit older. She's getting, a little bit past 70. And so, we were thinking about that with her as to, what, man, we're going to have a lot of people coming through here. Let's try to make sure that everybody sanitizes so that we don't, end up passing any germs or anything. So with what you're saying, Keegan, yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? 26 people that came out on Saturday, guys. Yeah, people are afraid, but they're not afraid. And I think my buddy Joe Coy, Mr. Money, is going to be able to share more on that too. Especially with these payments. Joe, I might get this wrong, but, when I was at the house, I was going, yeah, 500K, the payment is, $3,200. And then I busted out my app and I'm doing it at a 2.75 rate. And then I might be wrong, but it was like 2,800. And I'm like, man, can that be it? 32 from 28, man. So I go, that's why you've got 26 families out here, and they're all, all the agents are going, hey, hey, can I talk to you in the corner over here? What's it gonna take, man? And so, anyways, without no more introduction, Mr. Joe Coy, Mr. Money.
Thanks, Benny. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Interest rates have come down over 1% in the last 6 months, which has made homes a lot more affordable for people. Their monthly payments are $200, $300, $400 cheaper than they were 6 months or a year ago. So I think that's why we're seeing the increase in volume as far as buyers looking to get pre-approved and purchasing homes. Of course, refinances as well. Speaking about rates have stayed pretty steady over the last few weeks. If anything, have slightly decreased. With an FHA loan, you're looking at about 2.75, 2.875, VA 2.75, conforming conventional about 3.0, high balance conventional about 3.125, 3.25. So incredible interest rates. These are the lowest rates that we've seen in over 8 years, and over the last 6 months, probably some of the lowest rates that we've seen as well. I know prior to the meeting starting, you asked me to discuss contingency periods, what we can do to help our clients get their offers accepted as far as from a lender's perspective. So I want to touch on a few of those items. The first thing being contingency periods. Especially when you have multiple offers, they're offering the same purchase price to the seller, they start to pick apart those offers as far as loan program that's being used, down payment percentage, what the contingency periods are, and contingencies being an important factor in getting your offer accepted. It's really been business as usual at New American Funding. I know a lot of other companies are experiencing a lot of backlog and taking them a long time to close their transactions, but closing a transaction in less than 30 days is something that we're very capable of doing, especially with removing your contingencies in a short period of time as well. We can help with that. Appraisal contingencies, I see those being removed in about 10 days. We're getting initial disclosures out within 1 to 2 days of receiving the purchase contract. And as soon as the initial disclosures are signed, we're able to order the appraisal. So a lot of times that appraisal is being ordered on the second or third day of being in escrow. So to be able to remove the loan or the appraisal contingency in about 10 days is very reasonable. The The other one is loan contingency. So we're able to get loan approval usually around that 10 to 14 day mark. So if you do a loan contingency removal in 14 or 15 days, you should be well covered. It's a conversation I'm always having with the agents when they're structuring their offers. It is client specific. Sometimes we have a very complete package for that client. Everything's very straightforward. I know that I can push the loan approval through in maybe 10 days, and we can even tighten up those contingencies a little bit more for that particular client. There's other clients that I know I'm going to have to drive to their house to sign the initial disclosures. I'm going to have to meet them at their job to pick up the paperwork. They're not going to have things scanned. They're not going to be able to email it to me. That type of a client is going to take a little bit longer to process their loan. We may want to go with a 15-day low contingency for that particular type of client. But it's conversations that we're having with the realtors up front so that they're structuring their offers as aggressively as possible, giving their clients the best chance of getting their offer accepted. A couple other things that are important and kind of can help differentiate your client from other offers would be the pre-approval documentation. So unlike a big bank, we're issuing the credit score disclosure, we're issuing the DU approval, the pre-approval letter, the proof of funds, everything that the listing agent is looking for to be able to determine that the client is well qualified and capable of purchasing that home. Another thing is cross qualifications. It's popular for listing agents to want a cross qualification completed, and we're doing all of our due diligence up front. We're collecting all the necessary paperwork from the client up front. We're ordering the written verification of employment. We have the proof of funds. So when it comes time to doing a cross qualification in a short period of time, we have all those documents ready to go. We're able to get those over to the other lender and complete that cross qualification the same day. Another thing is speaking with the listing agent. I always recommend that the agent introduce me to the listing agent or give me their contact information so I can touch base with them. At least know that there's open lines of communication. They know that if I'm trying to reach out to them before the offer is even accepted, they can assume that I'm going to be easy to get a hold of during the transaction. I can let them know a little bit about the client, what their FICO scores are, what their job history is, debt to income ratio, where their down payment's coming from, some of the questions that these agents have, and it makes them just feel more confident in the client's ability to close that loan, purchase that home. One of the last things I would say is company recognition. New American Funding's a large company. Last year, we were number 8 in total volume in the entire mortgage industry. So a lot of agents have had prior transactions with us. Maybe they work with a loan officer from New American Funding, or at least know a loan officer from New American Funding. So they have that confidence in knowing that we've been able to close transactions on time in the past, and that we're going to be able to close a transaction quicker than maybe one of your large retail banks. But that, a lot of times I come across a situation where maybe the listing agent works with someone from New American Funding or knows somebody, and they'll kind of get a reference. They'll reach out to that person. Hey, do you know Joe Coy? Is he a good loan officer? Do you think he's going to be able to close this transaction in time? And it's funny because a lot of times I'll get a phone call from one of the other loan officers like, hey, I just told the agent you're good to go. You're one of the top producers. They should accept your offer. So sometimes that can be helpful for getting our clients' offers accepted as well. But those are a few of the things that I would recommend to increase the odds of your client getting their offer accepted. Do you have any questions, Benny? Or
Well, no, you know what, Joe, just with everything that you're just saying right now, man, you got my head spinning. One thing that I'll mention, everybody, that Joe first mentioned was, in the past when working with like Wells Fargo or B of A, B of A is notorious for it. They will not give you the client's credit report. In some cases, I think I've even seen it where they don't even give it to the client. The client has to request it from them. And then the guy, like I had it to where one rep one time goes, dude, I'm going to send it to you, but I'm going to send it to you from a separate email. It's like, man, we got to play James Bond over stuff that is necessary in order to submit an offer. This is incredible. So I'll mention that, guys. When I see an offer from Wells Fargo, I cringe because I know how much stricter they are and how they have this box where that borrower has to fit into that box in order to qualify. So it really makes it a little bit more difficult. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, another one. If I'm a little worried about the offer being a little too high and it's not gonna, and I feel that I'm concerned about appraisal issues, it's so funny. I've shared this with you guys before, with New American Funding for about 7 years now, and they've never failed me on an appraisal, whereas Wells Fargo, gosh, I've had it before. And trust me, I bank with Wells Fargo. That's where I do all my banking at. But as far as their lending division, when I see an offer like that, I'm a little concerned. The other thing that Joe pointed out, which is great, and I know this about him, is that the minute that you send out your offer, Joe's on the horn calling that listing agent and saying, hey, you just got an offer from Benny. He's one of my agents over at Berkshire Hathaway. He's a really good buyer's agent. And, I'm the lender from New American Funding. Mr. and Mrs. Ramirez are highly qualified, excellent FICOs. Their income will be easily verifiable even during these times. I'll tell you personally, my bank is not being delayed by the pandemic at this moment. We are still closing deals in 25 to 30 days. If there's any questions that you should have, please feel free to call me. But Benny already provided you with the approval letter, approval of funds, a DU, and whatever I missed there, and a copy of the credit report. So that makes a difference. Whereas, you got 5 other offers and maybe that lender doesn't call out and make that communication. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get your offer, except that it just shows the proactiveness of your team and who you're working with. So that's something else to keep in mind. The other thing I want to mention, and we're going to talk more about this in the last portion of the meeting, but another thing is, when you have a successful real estate agent, they're known in the community, both in the community where they work, where they farm, and they're also known, I tell everybody this, the real estate community. And as large as you think the real estate community is, the industry, it's not that big. It is a small world after all. And so people are going to start knowing you as either somebody that's easy to work with, you figure out a solution, you're really fair when it comes to representing people's offers and stuff like that. And the same goes for your lender, right? Joe is, I'm sure he's known in his market wherever most of his lending happens. And when people see his approval letter come across the desk, they might go, oh, Joe Coy, he's solid. Yeah, I know that guy. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't just, throw up any approval up in the air and see if it sticks. Now, with that too, what Joe mentioned to you guys right now, it's funny. Yesterday, I did it. I picked up the phone and go, hey man, you've done deals with this guy over here. How solid is he? Oh yeah, you have nothing to worry about. If anything, that guy saved my deal. He got it closed when so-and-so couldn't, So keep that in mind, who you work with, who your team is, who you're using for your lending, for your title, for your home warranty. Are they team players? I was watching a Mike Ferry coach video the other day, and he was talking about what it takes to get to 100 deals. And he was saying that the first thing is to allow your team to do their job, right? If they're not doing your job, then you're spending that time that you could have been looking for new business, meeting buyers and sellers, having to do that other person's job. And so if you're having to answer lending questions on behalf of your lender for your buyers, then maybe your lender needs to get fired. If you have to explain vesting, oh, this is how you do vesting, and no, let me put you in touch with my title rep, Christy Rye. That's her expertise. She's going to explain to you what it is, and then you guys can make a decision. Hey, can you explain the escrow instructions to me? You know what? I would love to, but the better person to explain that to you would be Jennifer at Castlenet Escrow. She's our escrow rep. When can you come in for her to sit down with you and explain the escrow instructions? You got to really delegate to your team. If you're having to do their job for them, then it's time to reconsider who those team members are. So just thanks again, Joe, for giving us a little insight on your end. But I'll tell you, one of the biggest deciding factors, in my opinion, when it comes to offers, probably number one for the seller is going to be money. But number two is this guy going to get it closed? And of course, that falls back on the lender. So something to keep in mind. But thanks again, Joe.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have Stephanie Pagan on the line? I don't know if I saw her there or not. Steph. All right. Caesar, are you on there? And I know that Caesar said that we've got a new property ID guy. I don't know if you guys could see this. Teddy's going to be our new guy. So he actually stopped by last week here in the office. If you were here, he gave you masks and property ID little, I like these. These are cooler. Oh, whatever. They're in the shape of a head. So anyways, yeah, remember property ID, and of course, Fat Cola. Well, not Fat Cola, right? First American Home Warranty, however you spell that, for your home warranty needs, guys. All right. And then John Greer, are you on there? And anything to report?
There we go. Did you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Good morning. You know, it was interesting, Benny, you were talking earlier about multiple offers and what have you, that I had brought somebody wanted to borrow some garage sale signs for me for this past weekend. And I went to get them on Monday, and they were out front and everything, and asked if they could, maybe borrow them again in 2 weeks, if they could just keep them there. And I'm like, yeah. But anyway, she had just got married, and her new husband had sold his place out of our area, and that's why they were having the garage sale. But he was saying, how's the market anyway? I go, oh gosh, if you put a house up for sale, he goes, yeah, my realtor was telling me. And then sure enough, it was only up for like 3 days. We had 4 offers. It sold for $5,000 over list price, So it's not just, like our little neck of the woods here, it's other areas as well. So that's something to keep in mind. The other one was, I had a little quote or saying is, you don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. And I thought that was a pretty good one. So, but I didn't have too much this morning, just a couple things. And man, congrats to everybody. It's hard to hear the clapping and stuff like that, but what a great month for us, and everybody that was doing something or not. The business is out there is what it speaks to me. With 20 transactions in a month is great. And and then to say that it's in a COVID environment, that's really great. So congrats to everybody. And Benny, I don't know if you're going to mention, I don't have all the details. Maybe you could share with us if they talked about it at that meeting earlier today for the awards gala for the top 25 or top 30. I don't even know what they're doing, teams now and stuff. Did they kind of talk about that a little bit?
You know what? The risk management guy took a little bit longer than usual, so they lightly touched on it. For those of you that made the top 35, that they're going to have a gala, virtual gala. So what they're going to have you do is on Tuesday, July 7th, you guys should have all received a text or an email if you were an agent that is in that top 35. And what they're going to have you do is come down there, and they're going to give you a gift basket with like champagne and cheese and other little things like that. And you get to take a picture with Dennis. And also, if you'd like to, say something in a recorded video, they'll do that for you. And basically what that's going to do, it's just going to be for uploading it to your social media so that, your clients see that you're recognized as a top agent in the company, and so on. So, and then I guess the rest of us will be able to see that online on July 9th. We'll all get an email as the days progress regarding that. But yeah, we'll that's pretty much what I got from there regarding that.
Awesome. That's all I was checking in on this morning.
Cool.
Benny.
All right. Well, let me go to what I wanted to talk about, even though I was already pretty much talking all about it. Let me go here. This is what I wanted to do. So I wanted to share with you guys some of these offers that came in, because I have been hearing from a lot of you over the last 2 weeks, Benny, you know, multiple offers, I can't get my offer accepted, this and that, it's been a little tough and whatnot. And so so I wanted to share with you guys what I got and kind of how I went about you know, explaining these offers to my client. The other thing I wanted to do is say, let me see, I want to show you guys offer. No, let's go up right. Let me give me a sec here. Okay, no offer. There it is. Okay, I think this is it. This is it. All right. So I don't know if I'm able to do that. Oh yeah, I am. All right. Anyways, you guys see that? Can you guys see that on your screen? All right, cool. So this is how I send my offers out. Let me, there you go. So I want to share first off how I send my offers. I want to give you guys both perspectives, right? Kind of just to you guys can compare, and you know, there's no right or wrong. You know, I've shared with you before. I got a buddy, Bernard Moran, that you know, he doesn't even do a write up like this. He just calls up and goes, "Hey, John Garrett, what's up, man? How you doing?" "Oh, good, Bernard. What's going on?" "Hey, man, my clients really love the house, dude. I'm gonna send it over right now. What do you think it's gonna be?" "Oh, I think, you know, 550. You'd probably take it down." "All right, dude. I'm gonna send it over right now. I'll talk to you later, bro. Don't forget Bernard." And he probably doesn't write anything, so it's no, there's no right or wrong. You know, it's just what I really wanted to share with you guys, though, so you could see the differences, right? So one thing that I do, you'll notice here at the very top in the subject line, I write offer in capital letters. I put the address. I'll put buyers, the buyer's name, and then I'll put agent, me, and my phone number. The reason I put my phone number like that, if they're on their mobile phone, especially like an iPhone, they could just highlight the number there and call me directly. And most agents will put 2 and 2 together that that's a phone number, and that's the easiest way to reach me. So I just want to make it easy in case they have a question, or if they're going to tell me, "Hey, Benny, we got your offer accepted," whatever. I want to be easily reached. So that's what I put in the subject line. I also do that because if you guys remember back if you were around in the REO days, REO agents wanted you to do, not every REO agent, but a lot of the top ones, like Tim Patterson, or like who's another, maybe like Marie Chung or whatever, they'd want you to put that in your subject line. You know, write offer, write the address, write your buyer and seller name, put there your phone number and your name. So then I do a little write-up, guys. If you see, good afternoon, Brian. Thanks for allowing us to see your listing today. As promised, please find attached as an offer from my clients, Juan and Arlene Rosa, for the property located at 5612 Driftwood. Juan and Arlene instantly fell in love when we pulled up to the home. They really love the open concept living room and dining room. It's what they've dreamed of. Of course, the kids lost it when they saw the pool. They would love to spend this Christmas with family around the fireplace and serving drinks from the wet bar. They absolutely love the overall layout of the home, and of course, the pool. We love the huge master bedroom with its ensuite bathroom. They have 2 children, Anthony and Janisa. She's already picked a bedroom, and her brother starts high school in a few years, so they are really excited about the schools. Arlene's mother will also be moving in with them, so the extra space is a plus. They totally see themselves having lots of family over for barbecues in the beautiful backyard. They really love this home and can't wait to make it theirs. They can't stop talking about how cute, warm, and cozy the home looks and feels, and how they see themselves having family and friends over. The location is perfect as Arlene works in behavioral therapy healthcare in Santa Ana, and Juan works for ICE and reports to an office in downtown LA, but goes in at 4 a.m. when there's less traffic and loves that the freeways are close by. Best of all, they have family and that live close by, so we found the perfect home. Now we only hope that you and your clients will work with us in putting this transaction together. Second paragraph, please feel free to contact my lender, Ramel Meza of Elite Mortgage Pros in Downey. We've represented several buyers over the last 13 years and spent ample time educating them on the entire transaction process. This way they know what to expect and do to make it a smooth, stress-free transaction. Please don't hesitate to call me with any questions or concerns you should have, or to let me know that our offer has been accepted, crossing our fingers. I promise you that I, along with my lender and transaction manager, Bree, will go above and beyond to make it a smooth, pleasant, pain-free, and quick transaction. Thank you, Brian. I really look forward to working with you. Sincerely, Benny. And then that's where I attached the offer, picture of the family, you know, and that's cool. Like the son's not smiling, so it shows you that, you know, that they have fun. P.S. Here's a quick breakdown of our offer for your convenience. Offer $820, escrow to close in 20 days or less. EMD $10,000, wired escrow immediately upon acceptance. Financing, VA. Juan is a veteran of the Army. FICO scores 788 and 799. Seller's choice of all service providers. Seller credit to buyer 0. Seller to provide termite clearance of Section 1 items. Seller paid home warranty $750. 14-day loan and appraisal contingency. 10-day inspection contingency. That breakdown, again, guys, back from the REO days, a lot of people like Joyce Essex and Harvey out in Beverly Hills, Coldwell Banker, they used to have a lot of inventory too throughout everywhere in LA, South LA, Compton, you name it. They would want you to send a breakdown like that so that they, you know, they just get the things. And I imagine it's because they hand it off to an assistant and the assistant would put it all into a spreadsheet that they would then mail to the asset manager and have him decide what he wanted to do. And so that helped rather than them going, you know, page by page on like 40 offers, trying to figure out, you know, who the best offer is. So just showing you that. Another thing that I'll point out is this. So let me open the offer packet itself. First thing, approval, credit scores, proof of funds, and the offer. And notice I start out with the offer with the RPA and not the disclosures like the offer comes in. You know that the first is the agency disclosure, then the PRBS form, the wire fraud advisory, and the buyer's inspection advisory. I put those all at the very back because I just, you know, if I feel that the agent's going to be looking through the offer, let him look at the offer. That's what he wants to see, right? So the most important things up first, the approval, credit, proof of funds, and then the offer. Screw all the disclosures. You know, they don't care about disclosures. As a matter of fact, a lot of, in the past, people used to send like the statewide buyer and seller along with the offer, and then the WPA, or I think it was WPA, the wood destroying pest advisory or whatever. And agents would be like, you know what? Don't send me all that crap. I just need the offer for now. So, all right. So let's go to actual, I wanted to point out the first one. That's not it. The first offer that I received, I really wanted to share this with you guys because I thought you'd enjoy this or get a kick out of it, was from Redfin. And believe it or not, we listed at $490. They came in at $528. Redfin, which is, to me, for Redfin, that's rare because I always feel that Redfin, they're like really, they play it really safe and close to the belt. So anyways, you could see there, this is what he sent over. This is Redfin. Good morning, attached, 3.5 purchase offer, FHA. Look, he screwed up on the address, 48733. Now, I'm not a stickler for things like that, but I'm just pointing that out to you. On behalf of my clients, you know, they are not requesting any assistance towards closing costs. So cool, he's clearing it up that it's a straight offer. We've reduced our inspection contingencies to 10 days and appraisal to 14 days, and we can close in 21 to 30 days. Please note the following information for your review: for an offer summary, pre-approval from a direct lender, Loan Depot, approval funds, FICO scores, $5,000 deposit, and they're purchasing for that, right? And then, so to me personally, that initial email is whatever, but I'm not going to judge him for that. But it was just, it didn't tell me, oh man, they really want a home or this and that. So whatever. So there's not much I can say to my seller about the people. And sometimes sellers don't care. I don't know what I did there. Give me a sec. Sometimes sellers don't care. Why did I lose it? Did I lose it? I did. Give me a sec. Let me open that. Oh, there it is. Can you guys still see that? You're seeing the email?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, cool. All right. So here I go. So this I thought was pretty cool. Okay. Is Redfin has an offer summary. Okay. So it gives you a little bit of a breakdown. All right. And here you go. So now, he's talking a little bit more, works nearby. And all right. So there you go. So it's here in the offer summary, right? Please let me know if you have any questions. The thing is, that again, in any of this, it doesn't talk about the house. And you guys got to remember, sellers, for me, they're always about two things: is how much and how much. How much commission are you going to charge me, and how much are you going to sell it for? But at the same time, you got to remember, most sellers are emotionally tied to their property. So if you could send something, and hopefully, some agents will throw that crap in the trash, but if you send like a thing like I sent in my email, and maybe, just maybe, you're the only one that did it, and you sent a picture, and then the guy goes, yeah, you know what? They really love your pool, and they were talking about Christmas by the fireplace and making cocktails on the wet bar, right? Stuff like that. They're gonna go, well, what did the other guy say? Well, he didn't say anything, but his offer was $500 more. Yeah, go with the people that are gonna serve cocktails off the wet bar, so keep those things in mind. It doesn't always work, but just, something to keep in mind. The other thing I did like too, though, on theirs was, Ronald and Janine have closed 50 transactions in the past 12 months. Ronald works closely with a licensed coordinator, provide whatever. Janine assists Ronald with coordinating property access and whatever, right? So I thought that was pretty neat. Then going on to their approval, see, here's where things, your experience is going to come into play. Loan Depot is known for being fast at closing. Okay, that's the word on the street right now for about the last 3 years. Loan Depot is really fast at getting it done. So that right there, it's like, okay, cool. They're the highest offer, and they've got a pretty solid bank that they're working with. Okay, so the other thing that I'll point out is I like to look here on the DU. Hopefully you guys can see this if I highlight it, where it says 2.99. You guys see that? That's telling me that this client is being quoted a very competitive interest rate, right? Which also tells me that they probably have decent credit, right? The other thing is you want to look at their DTIs. Now, again, for those of you on the call, and you've heard it from me before, don't get caught up in the details, right? You don't need to go take a mortgage class and go, oh my God, what is the DTI ratios? What does that mean? How do I calculate that? No, just, I'll tell you, the easy one is this: looking at the note rate, okay? Looking at that, you know that they are giving them a competitive rate because of that. He probably has great credit, and that is making the difference. It's easier to approve and whatnot. Here's another thing though: this guy cut off the DU at credit and liabilities, so I can't see if they have another house. I can't see if they're paying for 3 cars. There's things that I can't see there. So that kind of like, it didn't raise a red flag, because I know Redfin is, they try to play very clean. So I don't think the guy did it to not show me things. He just felt that maybe that was personal information and that I didn't need to see that the approval alone and the DU portion of the DU was good, but whatever. All right, let me get out of there and let me show you this next one. This one was interesting. Let me see here. Okay, So she goes, hello, Benny. It's my pleasure to present you with an offer from my client. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the opportunity to submit an offer. So here you go again, guys. Mental note. At the showings, this family came, we said 12 to 4. These people came at 4:07. Not that I'm a stickler for time, but you know, right now to get a family to leave the house and go do something else while their home is being shown, trust me, I don't know if you've experienced it. I have. I'm like, where do I go to the restroom? Every restroom is closed. McDonald's won't let you go in and use their restroom. You got to go and do a hunt for a restroom. So unless they went over to a family member's house, and or if they went to like a park or something, man, and remember, this is LA County, so a lot of this stuff's still closed. So, you know, 4:07, you had all day to get there. I mean, come on, right? So anyways, they made an offer at 535, right? Which, were, like I said, we were listed at 490. So what is that? 45 grand over asking. That was all good and fun and everything. I thought, man, my client's going to be really happy. But here's where it gets a little funny, okay? She says here somewhere, you'll see it, 5% FHA financing, right? As like he's putting 5% down. Then you read the approval, 3.5% down, right? All right, well, I mean, who cares? Maybe the guy changed his mind. He wants to offer more. That's fine. But then you go to the DU and you look at the note rate, 5%. Who's giving them out 5% rates right now? Well, the lender that's okay with bad credit, right? If you look at his DTIs, they're not maxed, 36.65. I mean, that looks pretty solid, but the note rate is at 5, right? I don't know if Joe Coy's still on the call, but I mean, Joe Coy, are you on there? He's probably not. He's a busy man, Mr. Money. Mr. Money, are you there? Anyways, he would tell you, you know, that would raise a red flag for me. I mean, you know what? Somebody might tell you, you know, what business is it to you what rate they get it? You know, they're the highest offer. But when I presented the offer, I told my client, look, number one, I told you, I don't think your house will appraise for more than 525. The range is somewhere between 515 and 525. And honestly, I priced it at 490 because I really didn't think it would sell for more because it needs a lot of upgrades, right? Now you've got this guy with, you know, a really high interest rate that his bank's giving him, and he's making an offer 45,000 over asking. I mean, I don't think it's going to appraise. Now, yes, you could take that offer, and then, you know, my logic would be, well, look, if it doesn't appraise at 535, 540, no problem. It's gonna, the appraiser's going to bring it in at the highest it will appraise. But with that note rate, I mean, is this guy going to have a harder time getting approved? You know, it raises up a red flag for me. I told my client, you know what, I don't want to play with this guy. I really don't. You know, it worries me that the rate that they're getting is so high. Why is that? Is the credit bad? You know, those are little things that I picked up on. And, you know, and I personally told my client, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with it. Let's not do it. Look, she put their credit score 702, but oh wait, sorry, that's the other one. I'm sorry. She, you know what? I just probably closed it out. Oh no, there it is. Did she put a rate? No, she didn't. And let's see, did she provide a credit report? No. Yeah, no. So no credit report, right? I wonder why. So just, you know, pointing that out, guys. We're getting close here on time. Let me just show you guys one more thing. So here's the offer that we went with. Okay. Again, keep in mind that I'm not a stickler for, you know, oh, what is the story? You know, is there, you know, oh, kids involved? They really love the house. I mean, it's better, you know, because you could tell the seller those things. Oh man, I really like this couple. They really love your home. They really want to be there. But look at how basic hers was. But here's one thing that I liked about her is actually before the Redfin offer, before any other offer, she's the first offer to come out high. And actually at the property, she came up to me and goes, hey, I'm sending you a clean offer, 520, no termite, no closing costs. We'll close in 30 days. She goes, I hope to hear back from you. you know, and here it is. She sent it. And if you see, look, hello, Benny, I'm sending you an offer on your listing in the city of Downey, 520, no termite, no closing costs, 30 days to close escrow. Please call me with any questions. All right, cool. So there you have it. And then she sends a bank statement, right? And then here's the thing, guys, with what I was saying earlier about who you work with. Troy McCleary is the lender on this one. Troy McCleary, if I go to like downtown Downey and you have like a real estate mixer and you say Troy McCleary, 98% of the people know who that is, okay? And he's known as a lending closer. He's just been known for that. He's a heavy VA guy. He loves VA. And I know that he loves FHA as well. If you look at his email, he even called himself the FHA rep at AOL.com. So he's a very old school dude, Troy McCleary. I first met Troy when I first got my license 14 years ago. He was one of the preferred lenders there. So right away, I'm like, I know this guy. I'm pretty sure his reputation hasn't changed. But guess what I did, guys? I still picked up the phone because I was leaning more to this offer than anybody. Picked up the phone and called two co-workers from other offices and said, hey, man, have you worked with Troy lately? Yeah. How long ago? Oh, like 2 months ago. Just closed the deal with him. Really? Okay, cool. How was that? It went great, man. Awesome. I go, you know, has he ever let you down? No, actually, he actually saved a couple of deals for me last year. Okay, cool. And called somebody else. Hey, man, what's up with him? He goes, oh, you know, it was so funny. The guy goes, there was one discrepancy, man. My client got all bent out of shape because his payment changed from what Troy originally quoted him to $50 more. And I go, for $50 more? He goes, yeah, it was about Troy put farmer's insurance on there and the guy got all bent out of shape because it raised his payment by $50. So to get the deal closed, we put him on the California Fair Plan and got it done, you know, at the same previous payment or whatever. So anyways, I went out and I sent a multiple counter to everybody. And I'll show this and we'll wrap up right now, guys. But this is my email back to everybody that made an offer, except I changed their name. But we had a total of 26 showings yesterday and 5 total offers. Please find attached as a seller multiple counter offer. Your buyer's response is requested by 5 p.m. Monday, 6/29. Thank you, Benny. And here's the thing. With this, I came to my seller and I go, hey, Mr. Seller, yeah, you know how we were going to pay termite? We padded like $2,000 for termite. Yeah, but you're in the power seat now. You've heard about people telling you to price your house competitively to get multiple offers. Yeah, well, that's not what I did. That was not my intention. I always usually price right where I think the value of the home is. And you know, yeah, I do welcome multiple bidding, but I'm not into the game of getting 20 offers, you know, being way off on the price. And if you remember correctly, I told you that I thought this might end up going for about $10,000 less. Well, that didn't happen. Like I said to you guys, the highest offer ended up going to $540 after the multiple counter. And we actually didn't accept that because of what I mentioned with who that person's lender was, what the lending looked like. It just threw me off with that interest rate being that high, and no credit report being attached to that offer made it a little suspicious. They came back at $540, and I told you also they were late to see the property. So we ended up going with Susanna, and they actually offered $528.2, which is more in line with where I really think this property can and possibly will appraise at. And this is the counter that we gave them back because we're in the power seat. So we just said, hey, buyers will submit highest, best, and final by Monday, 6/29, 5 p.m. Seller will not provide termite report or clearance. So now I look like a hot shot to my seller because I'm like, look, the $2,000 that I padded, no more, out the window. You're in the seat where you could choose from buyers, not buyers choose on you. So seller will only make lender required repairs. All contingencies to be removed in writing within 14 days of acceptance. Seller's choice of escrow, title, NHD, and home warranty service providers. RPA item 7B2(1) and 2 to be removed from the contract. If you guys know your contracts, that is the earthquake retrofit and the pre-sale inspection by state government or city government. Those two do not apply. Personally, I mean, the earthquake retrofit, somebody could ask you to do that, but that could be potentially thousands of dollars to have that, you know, brought to earthquake retrofit standards. So we took those out of the contract, and we have now opened escrow on that this morning. So just wanted to share with you guys that. Hopefully you picked up a couple, you know, things that you might be looking out for. Maybe it'll help you in writing an offer that gets accepted. You know, and I'll tell you, let's real quick, and I'll end it, guys. Sorry, I went over just by a couple minutes here. I want to show you something. See, when you want to work with somebody, see, you can't be a jerk, because I'm telling you guys, the industry is small, and it's eventually going to catch up with you if you are a jerk. Check it out. Susanna forgot to sign the agency disclosure. Did I not present the offer because of that? No. My TC reached out to her last night and goes, "Hey, Susanna, Benny opened escrow, but we're missing some signatures from you." Let me go back down. And see, this is what she sent back to me. So I had this all docu-signed last night, but I want to show you what else. She made a couple boo-boos. I'm looking to see where they are. Okay, yeah. So that was one of the ones. If you see, well, now she didn't ask to return my where was, okay, here you go. So notice, this is what I was talking about. She it's funny, on government requirements and retrofit, she didn't click seller to pay for smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detectors, which that you absolutely must select seller on that on B1, okay? But on B2, 1 and 2, seller shall pay for cost of compliance with any other minimum mandatory government inspections, and seller shall pay for the cost of compliance for retrofit standards. She clicked those two, and I obviously had to counter her back saying those don't apply. If it was me writing her offer, I would have never clicked those, and possibly my offer would have just gotten accepted, or I would have just countered her on the price. But you know, again, I'm not a stickler for those two things. It's cool. We wrote a counter and we got those things taken care of. But like I said, she missed a couple signatures here and there. Here, she forgot her buyers to initial the arbitration clause, right? Which we had her do last night. And then here, she forgot to sign her name too at the presentation of offer, right? So you know, she did those things, she missed those things, but nobody's perfect, and we opened escrow today. So I could have been a jerk and sent it back to her and said, "Hey, you have an incomplete offer. I'm not going to present it until you properly fill out your contract," but that's not who I am. And so there you have it. So anyways, guys, I hope you make it a great week. Hopefully this sheds some light on both sides of the fence. Maybe help you write a better offer, maybe help you fan out what a good offer is on the listing side, and you know, not have to send, maybe it's good if you do a cross qualify with like Joel, to make sure that they are really approved. But just looking at simple things like the note and the DTI could speak wonders for you, and looking further down on the DU as to what their income is or where they work could even shed a little bit more light on who that buyer is. I hope you guys make it an amazing week. Let's kick some more butt. July. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Awesome.